mighty name and all that you are and all that you do and you stand for. We just thank you for your love. We thank you for your grace and your forgiveness. And Lord, we just ask for your guidance and wisdom on this governing body. We ask for your protection on all those that are here today and those that are not. Be with each and every member of our county family and protect them and their families. And Lord, protect the great men and women that serve our wonderful country. Lord, we just ask for more of you and less of us. We just ask that you walk with us and help us to truly reflect your Son in everything that we do. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I salute the flag
of the state of New Mexico, which is a symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Commissioners, I saw orange barrels in town. I got really excited, so my apologies. Hi, Mr. Chairman. Hi. Yes, Vice.
Okay, item 1 is approval of agenda.
I move to approve
Um,
the agenda.
Point of order, we need an amendment as
Yes.
discussed on the agenda. So the name that was provided for that item
7B.
7B is incorrect. It needs to be Beatrice Juarez instead of Beatrice Lopez. So if y'all could please handle that amendment before. Sorry. Thank you.
So moved to make that amendment. When I saw that last night, it's my mom's name. I'm like, who's Beatrice Lopez?
You have a second on the approval?
I do.
I move to amend the item 7B, striking out the word Lopez and inserting the word Juarez.
Motion been made and seconded with the amendment. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Motion passes. Approval of minutes, February 21st, regular meeting. I'll second that. Motion made and seconded to approve February 21st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of accounts payable and payroll from February 1st through February 28th, and payroll from February 1st to February 28th.
I move to approve item number 3, accounts payable and payroll.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public request. Does anyone here want to address the commission?
I have a question.
Okay,
Sure.
let's have it.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Sir.
This is coming as a citizen of Roosevelt County. With the train derailments and stuff in Ohio and the discussions that have been going on with the company that's going to be possibly pushing nuclear waste through, is that I'm assuming that's going to be coming up with more discussions and stuff like that in terms of making sure the trains and stuff are safety. You know, some of the issues that they've been saying is about the use of old braking systems on the train as a possible issue of why that thing derailed. It was overloaded, different things like that. I was just, I guess, bringing up my concern that if they're thinking about transporting that kind of stuff through Roosevelt County, I would hate for something like that, you know, to happen for everybody. So it's really just expressing my concern. So thank you.
Thank you, Chase. Okay, item 5, elected officials, Andy Park.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to talk to you about the Board of Registration meeting. That process happens where inactive voters are purged off of the voter rolls. That happens in March of odd number of years. So the people that you appointed 2 years ago are in their 2-year term are Sharon Davis, Tate Turnbow, and Emily Lawn, and they'll meet this week and review everybody that's on our list. And that list is made up of people who have passed away, who have moved away by changing their address at the post office, or have not voted in 2 cycles, or have returned mail from their address. So that list is comprised over the 2-year period, and then they purge them out prior to a next election cycle. So they'll be meeting this week, and then I'll come back with you and next meeting and tell you how that went.
Perfect.
So that's all on board registration. And then yesterday, while I was in Santa Fe, they had, we heard 3 bills: Senate Bill 180, House Bill 4, and the IPRA bill. And all 3 of those got a due pass. So it was lots of fun. That was sarcasm. Thank you. That is all.
Do you have any questions for Mandy?
Was there a lot of folks that showed up for that?
There were 7 county clerks and 2 municipal clerks, and about the same that have been to other things. Same, not the same core group, but about the same number of people. There are more planning to attend on Wednesday. Mhm. You're welcome.
Hey, Shayla.
Okay, for the facility, our count this morning was at 46. We have 7 females, 39 males. Out of county detainees, we have just 1. Total number of bookings for February was 52, as well as releases was at 52. We had 11 transports last month. For billing for the month of February, we have Chavez County at $900, Quay County at $4,200, and paid by Roosevelt County for juvenile housing is $242,651 as of last month. Our MAT program has 11 people in it. Group 6, 4 on medication, or 6 on medication, and 4 to be interviewed. We have 4 in our GED programs, and we have 2 in our academy right now. I stand for any questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Shayla. Mr. Lovato.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. A lot of maintenance going on. Last week I told you we'd be out cleaning cattle guards, but the big storm we had on the 27th, I believe it was Sunday, we've been pushing tumbleweeds and a lot of sand. And we continue to do that. But I do have a crew out today. They went out and they started cleaning cattle guards, and they're starting south of Elida. So we will work our way through Elida and then all the way to 34th. There's a slough. There's just a bunch of cattle guards. We're going to do a clean sweep all the way through the oil fields and back across. So they'll be at it for a while. Like I said, we've been blading. The guys are still pushing sand today and tumbleweed. So it's going to take us a little longer to make our rounds in this next couple of months. So it'll be a slower go getting to each and every road this next round. I got a crew still working building roads. We're doing our capital outlay, the 490,000. We started it. They're on South Roosevelt Road 20. We should be done with it next week and moving on. I believe we'll do a TPF, get ready for him to move back in and start doing his microsil. So we got 1 road to build and have it ready for him to come in and microsil that one. So other than that, I'm stand for any questions.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Sunday it was rough.
Yes, sir. We went out.
There's a lot of real estate moved around. A lot of guards got filled up that wasn't full. A lot of roads got filled. And thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
We've been out pushing. And fighting fires too. That night we had to go out that night. That was a little spooky. So, but it's been good.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Ms. Hamilton.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. So just a few things to update you on. On March 23rd, the Chamber is having a legislative luncheon, and I know they've sent out the invites for that. You are welcome to attend. You can purchase your ticket online or in person at the door for that. It is a luncheon. And March 21st and 22nd, we have our ethics training scheduled with Mr. Van Vleck. So I know we have a new commissioner to attend. Y'all are welcome either or. It's either March 21st or 22nd. Y'all saw those emails. There's a bunch of times to choose from. We tried to do them before and after work hours and work around our shift as needing to staff our different offices and everything. So we'll have that at our Jake Lopez building. We're very excited about our strategic retreat that's March 30th and 31st. We're still waiting on the agenda and everything from our contracted facilitator. And so once we have those, I think basically with the commission, it would be, we're asking for y'all, if possible, all day on Thursday, the 30th, and then half a day on Friday. And so we would be done, the commission would be done by noon. And then the rest of the staff will stay for the wrap up on the afternoon session. So it'll be 2 super fun days at the Student Success Center. So y'all have seen emails about that. There will be a lot more coming out. We're excited to see where that goes. And April 13th, New Mexico counties will be hosting their legislative district meetings. And this one on the 13th is close in Chaves County. Historically, that's the one that we attend. So if y'all would like to, we can make plans for that. I'll be going down that morning so we can all carpool or whatever we need to do. It's usually a few hours and then we'll be back. So it's just a quick little half-day trip type thing. And they'll give us a summary of everything that is to happen. Session is going until noon on Saturday, March 18th. So we're counting down the days. And all of those were advertised in the public notice that was released. And I'm sure y'all saw that in your email, but again, really wanted to highlight that. We are working on our preliminary budget development. We are scheduling with our department heads and elected officials as they've all had their budgets for about a month to start working on. We are looking at tentatively beginning to schedule some workshops in early April. So we'll come back to y'all as soon as we have everything ready. We're waiting on confirmation on benefits and some other things that will impact personnel from the state. So as soon as we have confirmation of where we're looking at on insurance rates and all of those kind of things, then we can finish developing the personnel budget. We do have, I just received a letter yesterday and it comes from the Department of Interior. And the Bureau of Land Management has initiated a process to prepare a programmatic environmental impact statement and resource management plan for updated utility scale solar energy planning on federal public lands. And they have asked if the county wishes to participate, and if so, they are asking for one designee from the county. And at this point, I would just see if any of the commission is interested. I know Commissioner Dixon has taken a strong interest in all of the endangered species and all the other stuff. So this might be something she's interested in continuing to do. It is not something that I foresee on my calendar. So I would love to share the invite with y'all and whoever wants to do that. I think it's important to be at the table because they are going to have to follow the EPA and the NEPA and all of those different guidelines from the feds. So I think it's important to be at the table to make sure that we are aware of what is going on with these new guidelines that they're developing. So. Okay, The other thing is we, of course, are watching lots of legislation at this point, and we are waiting on the days. I will tell you one of the most discouraging comments that our clerk shared after the meeting yesterday was the fact that one of the bill sponsors alluded to the fact that when asked if that the sponsor had gotten feedback from our county clerks, it was, well, the legislators, our representatives and our senators are the policymakers, and our county clerks just administer, they're election administrators at that point, and they just need to do what's said. So that was concerning. I was on the NMC call this morning with the lobbyist call, and we just talked about that, and I shared that with Miss Joy up there. Just, hey, when we're communicating this, I think it's important to know, like, our county clerks are the ones that are on the forefront. They are on the front lines having to put these things out there. So when they have input and things on these bills like this that have such direct impact on our local elections, it is imperative that their voices be heard. So kudos to Mandy for being up there and at least making sure that you're in the room. But that is something that has been noted throughout. And I think it's something that just really needs to be highlighted for the lack of, because that just furthers the disconnect between Santa Fe and the rest of the state at this point. It's sad that there are elected officials that feel that way. So other than that, we did have a MAT bill, so the medication assisted treatment that is in our facility. One thing that we're running into is that the Department of Corrections doesn't provide those services. So then it's a real struggle when we have clients, detainees in our facility that need certain medications, but then we can't pursue that aspect because when we transfer them to the Department of Corrections, there's no continuation of care. So it becomes a healthcare issue there. So there is a MAT bill. It was amended, so it pushes out the date another year. So the Department of Corrections has ample time to get everything up and going. So for now, our program, remains a little hamstrung on what we can do. When you see there's 6 on medication, those are the 6 that most oftentimes are going back out into the community. They're not ones that will be continuing on to the Department of Corrections. And what we have seen is an increased reduction in recidivism. So these folks, when we get them in the right care and we get them this treatment and we get them the soft community handoff and this continuation of support and counseling services and medication, they are not coming back to our facility, or they are not coming back as fast. So we're seeing that decrease in the recidivism. And I know we've heard Miss Chris Paulus present on this in the past in ours, and she will be highlighting this again in our budget presentations. But I think it's important to keep those things in mind when we're seeing these types of legislation. Other than that, there's numerous other bills. There's a massive tax overhaul bill that was released yesterday coming out of the House. The pyramiding that they were talking about removing has been stripped because of the concern expressed by a lot of the municipal governments and some counties. There are a lot of placeholder dummy bills that we're seeing get dropped as well. And so we're having to watch them closely and see what text comes along with those placeholder bills that were just set into motion. So it's a very fluid session, and this gets to be a very, I don't want to say dangerous, but you have to pay attention right now because there's a lot of things that are happening really, really quickly up there. And so we stay in regular communication, of course, with our representatives and our senators and answer any questions that they may have. But we're just trying to pay as much attention and stay alert as we can with the bills that are coming through. So we're tracking just under 150. There's, again, 189 bills, I think, that were either dropped or set as placeholders. So there's a lot of legislation. Other than that, the end, I'll stand for any questions.
I have a question on that.
Well, go ahead, Commissioner.
On that ethics training on 21st, 22nd. Was that we can go to either one of them? We could choose?
Yes, there's 3 different options, and you can pick whichever one you would like to go to. I think on the Thursday, the 21st, we're working it around when Mr. Van Vleck attends the regular commission meeting. So we're just trying to schedule it in with his trip. But it's like at 3 and 5:30 that day or at 8 o'clock Friday morning. So anything that works for y'all, just one of the trainings. That'd be great. Thank you.
Well, that was my question. So thank you, Commissioner. Literally. Second question is on the retreat. Are we gonna have the option to Zoom?
We do not have that option set up. No, sir. I can look.
I was looking at the dates last night and I may have to be out of state. So is that something that's required, mandatory, mandated because we're commissioners or?
No, it's just, we would like for you to be a part because you're a governing board and you're the ones that set the policy and set the direction and have that 30,000-foot view. It's all the elected officials, their chief deputies, the department heads, their leadership has been invited, as well as the board. So it's something that we just have been missing here in Roosevelt County. I mean, we do our ICIP plan. We have our facilities, our infrastructure, we have our 5-year road plan. But when you look at the overall strategic vision, we just, things are changing so rapidly and things are so fluid that we're wanting to look at 1 and 3 years. Like, where do you want the county? So if it's something you can participate in, that's great. It's not a requirement for the governing board. We just want to have you there and hear your voice if you are able to attend.
So if I am gone and I have to be gone, can I have after the fact one-on-one tutoring session with the chairman? Sure.
He'll take really good notes.
You can count on that, Dennis. Just go for it.
It's tentative right now, though,
Okay,
County Manager.
thank
We'll
you.
just- I'll let you know soon.
Thank you.
Miss Amber, the luncheon for the chamber, that's March 23rd.
Yes, sir.
At what time?
At noon.
At noon?
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
Because I didn't get it either on my email.
I haven't,
Commissioner.
this is the first I've heard of it,
Yeah,
so.
me too.
Okay, so I will be happy to forward that to y'all.
I thought I got it.
I didn't.
I didn't. I don't think I did.
They may not have your email.
Andy, do you want that one back?
Since Shane Lee still got his name on the deal on the computer, yeah.
Yeah.
I will forward that one out to y'all.
All right, thank you. That, like I say, that's the first I've heard of it, so.
Roy, what were you asking about? What was the
Chamber
question?
banquet,
What?
chamber banquet.
The chamber luncheon
Oh, okay.
on March 23rd.
I don't remember getting that invite either. Never did. Thank you.
Call me if you need. I've got it. Okay, moving on. Commissioners, Roy Lee, do you have anything to share?
No, other than I'm just, like I said, I'm thankful for Rick and his road crew. They got on it. There were several roads filled up with sand and they got getting on it. Sure thankful. And a lot of other people were too. They did call and thank me. So you are thanked.
Oh, mine will come in.
Okay,
I paid for Dennis. Charles Bennett came by.
Okay.
And it was one of these, there would be an meeting on that. At the rodeo arena. Meet this.
Yes, I would love to be there.
We'd like to get as many people as we could there.
Almost definitely.
We met in Santa Fe.
Oh, nice.
But trying to get people. That's really see that support for the president.
He's a good man. Him and his wife, I've met them.
do y'all have anything else to add?
I do, Mr. Chairman. It's not my district, but I continue to get calls on R6. People hitting a really large pothole out there. I don't know. People carpooling from Dora. I know I got several calls last week. So just if we can continue to address that, lots of calls still on the potholes within the city, which is draining. But I thought I'd address those two things today. And one more thing, income support division, several calls from advocates, residents, elderly students, on the minimal hours that income support division has to serve our community. We're a county that's big enough to where I feel personally, because I deal with them so much over the years, that we should have someone full-time Monday through Friday. Right now, they're here 3 days a week, limited hours, 10 to 12, 10 to 12, and I think 8 to 12, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I did talk to the director from this area yesterday, and I would like for them to come present, but they said it wasn't a local issue, that we would have to go to the state representatives at a higher level to see if we can get more services here in our county. So I would like to address that in the near future for sure, because we're underserving a lot of our elderly, a lot of individuals that don't know how to use computers, a lot of individuals that don't have transportation. And the pandemic kind of changed things around, but we are underserving a lot of our community members, i.e. from the youngsters, students, all the way to the elderly especially. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Bet. Anybody else? Okay, moving on to item 6, under old business, discussion regarding the listing of Lesser Prairie Chicken and possible revision of resolution 2014-25. Commissioners. And I'm assuming Ms. Dixon will.
So I went to a meeting a week or two ago. It was Lee County, Chaves County, Curry County, Roosevelt County. We all got together and we met in Chaves County. And Yvette Harrell, she came and spoke with us there as well. So there was quite a few other people that were there. Anyway, we all got together and came up with a resolution, and we passed it around. And I know Miss Hamilton's had it, and she's done her version of it. And we just kind of wanted to get on the same page with our district and our area of the issues with the Lesser Prairie Chicken. So I know that you've worked on it, and I saw it.
Yeah, actually, Randall Van Vleck updated it and added all of the Roosevelt County stuff in there, but this is the one that we received from Chaves County.
So anyway,
Is this the resolution you put in packet 2?
Yes, sir.
yes.
2023-13.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It would be to be considered at the next meeting, but the discussion was to have a draft to discuss at this meeting in case you wanted to add any additional language or make any changes.
Just my personal opinion on it. I really liked it. I liked it as it was.
I don't know if there needs to be a motion, Mr. Chairman, but I would like just for it to be placed on the agenda for action at our next meeting.
And I second that.
Motion made and second to put the resolution on the agenda for next meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, moving on to item 7A, request for approval of letters of intent to the New Mexico Department of Transportation regarding the FY24 local government road fund. LGRF. Victory Lovato.
Chairman, Commissioners, we're just looking for y'all's approval for the letters of intent to move forward on our local government road funds, which considers our CAPS, school bus, and co-op. So move, Mr. Chairman, to approve and move forward with agenda item 7A.
I second.
Motion made and seconded. Dennis, how do you vote?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
5 yes votes.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item 7B, request for approval of updated authorized secretary officials for Roosevelt County Detention Center bank account with JP Stone Community Bank.
Yes. So our treasurer, Ms. Sanchez, asked me to present this as we just need to remove Beatriz Juarez from the list as the authorized signatory official to keep everything updated as she's no longer with the county.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve agenda item 7B as presented by our county manager.
I'll second that. Motion made and second. Roy Lee, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
5 yes vote. Motion passes. 7C, request for approval of disposal by public auction of one 2009 Chevy Malibu, one 2011 F-350 van from detention center. Ms. Hamilton.
Yes, so included in, I believe in your packet, we just highlighted the excessive mileage and, this is the van that was at the sheriff's office used for transports, and then sheriff's office was gracious enough to move it to the detention center while we were still waiting on the new one to come in, and y'all seen the new vehicle there. And then y'all also approved the purchase of the new vehicle last month for the detention center. They've got it into place, and so I just asked Miss Ramsey to ensure that we keep our fleet clean and get rid of those that we need to dispose of. So we will dispose of these by public auction as typical.
Move we approve item 7C. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Tina, how you vote?
Yes.
Roy Lee?
Yes.
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 5 yes vote, motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 7D, request for approval of appointment of county valuation protest board.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Okay, so we have this requirement in statute, 73825 talks about county valuation protest boards. And our assessor, Mr. Floyd, reminded me it was time to have these reappointed. At this point, what we have is we have two of the members that were on there from last year. There is a requirement as to what the board is made up of. They have to have one member and one alternative that are a property appraisal officer employed by the department here, one member and one alternative by the qualified elector to have demonstrated experience in the field, and one that are just members of the qualified electors of the county. So to meet those, Mr. Jack Merrick and James Robert Hamilton both have agreed to continue in their service. They have been serving on this board for several years. As the alternate right now, we have Eldon Merrick in place of Mr. Jack Merrick in the event he's not able to attend. And the other alternate, I have not been able to confirm. So at this point, we're just asking for approval of the two members and one alternate until I can confirm. We've just been playing phone tag for a couple weeks, so still waiting to confirm. But we need this in place for our assessors, so I will circle back once I have that additional alternate to approve.
I'll move to approve agenda item 7D, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion made and second. Dennis, how do you vote?
Yes.
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 5 yes vote.
Thank you.
Jack and Bobby and
Uh, Jack Merrick, James Robert Hamilton, Eldon Merrick.
Next item on the agenda, is discussion of the Gila Wilderness livestock removal. Ms. Dixon.
Yes, with this one, as you all know, they were doing the cattle removal in the Gila by Ariel, and they were supposed to be over the 3 days they were going to do it. They were going to do 150. They were able to see and kill 19. They had some rain delays. They had trouble seeing. There was several different things. However, they may start back up in about 3 months because right now is, I believe it's breeding season for the spotted owl. So they can't disrupt. So anyway, they can't disrupt, but New Mexico, Arizona Coalition Mr. Hutchinson had asked about a letter that was sent to the governor, and she did reply back on that, that she was not happy with the killing of the cattle that way. Anyway, there is a brief little letter in here that just said, Dear Governor Grisham, the Gila National Forest has made the decision to use arrow gun killing to kill the cattle in the wilderness area. Past area killing has left wounded livestock suffering, and carcasses have been left in streams and on land to rot. At the December 14th, 2020 meeting, in New Mexico Livestock Board found an aerial slaughter of livestock is not commonly accepted animal husbandry practice, and that it is animal cruelty. The Gila National Forest has been offered several humane alternatives, no cost to the Forest Service. Please request that the Forest Service cease the aerial gunning and engage with parties offering these services to remove the cattle. Sincerely. And then just wanted to know if each county would go ahead and just sign off on this letter and go ahead and send it to the governor. And I would like to request that we sign off on the letter and send it. And if y'all have any questions.
Yeah, I do, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. So they cited 1A on that letter. I didn't know this was practice in New Mexico. They slaughter livestock. And who's the owners of the livestock? Surely they're not wild, like wild horses, right?
They are.
They are.
Mhm.
And
But
they
the New
can't
Mex-
be like, not adopted per se, but they can't be retrieved and. Go ahead, Mr. Chairman, because I know
I
that
think
that's
they
your
have to
expertise.
be captured first. And in this case, it's not so easy.
I'll support the letter.
Some of these cattle are stray cattle, branded cattle that have entered into that area because of poor fencing. And I think that's one of the issues is that the Forest Service, the fencing, the prohibiting the cattle from getting into there is not good. So they're gonna kill cattle that are branded cattle, some of them.
Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you, Commissioner Dixon.
Okay, so you'd like to do this and it's evident that maybe the commission supports it, so we need to take action. Am I
Okay.
correct?
Yes.
So Roy Lee, why don't you make the motion?
Yeah, I just make the motion that we approve a signature. And send this back to where it needs to go.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and second. Dennis, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
5 yes votes.
Thank you.
And we're going quick.
You hadn't seen anything yet, but. Okay, now we're over to resolutions, ordinances, proclamation. Consider resolution 2023-11. 2023 annual certified county maintained mileage. Mr. Roboto.
Chairman, Commissioners, we're seeking y'all's approval for this resolution to the certified miles. Send it back to the state.
I'll move we approve this resolution of 2023-11.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Roy Lee, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
5 yes votes. You're on the roll. Yep. Consideration resolution 2023-12, sponsorship of 2 transportation project fund and project match commitments, the funding application approximately 66 miles, various Roosevelt County rural roads.
Chairman, Commissioners, we're looking for approval for this resolution to send this letter, our applications in for TPF.
Mr. Lovato, please explain the differences because this follows the road workshop.
Yes, ma'am.
Discussion.
So there's 2 applications that they're letting us in. The total amount was going to be 2 million apiece. With what we did this last year, and if we get approved for these ones, we'll be able to cover every chip seal road in the county. And the first application will be just a hair over 2 million. I think $5,000 over 2 million. And then the second application is 1.5 million. And then the commitment that we're looking for also is the 5%. And it'll be $175,000 that we will introduce at our budget time this coming year.
So that's getting our bang for our buck big time.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's great news. Must be fruition.
This is just the application.
Right, I know. Big road, big difference, that's smart.
I'm like, we hope.
And, you know, in saying that, Commissioner Lopez, after visiting with Rick Serna and Mr. Dodge, you know, explaining to him that we almost spent $2 million of our last application already in the last 5-6 months. They were really happy with that. So, you know, that they'll hopefully consider that whenever we send the second applications. Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve resolution 2023-12.
I'll second.
Motion made and second, yeah. Approve item 8B. Dennis?
How many of my roads are gonna be fixed with this? Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Yes, vote. See Landry, he doesn't have any roads.
Oh.
Item 8C, consideration of ordinance 2023-3, Roosevelt County Personnel Ordinance. And Lauren's not gonna be here today. She's tied up.
I think she's still working on orientation this morning, and
We
so
need-
I'm happy to present for her.
Please go.
If you don't mind. So what it was included in your packet, there's been about a month since we provided notice that we intended to just keep the updates that were necessary for our personnel ordinance. This was reviewed by our new attorney group and noted a few changes. You know, we asked them to please review. They're much more familiar with a lot of other counties, so we wanted their feedback. We also circulated it with our department heads and elected officials, and were able to incorporate some of their requested changes. So it's just a living, breathing document. And this is something that Ms. Bagwell worked on in accordance with everyone so that we could ensure that it stays current. Other than that, I would stand for any questions. Y'all saw the original draft where it noted all the changes, and then you had a clean copy in your packet. So
I move to approve ordinance 2023-03.
I'll second.
Motion made and second. Roy Lee,
Yes.
how do you vote?
Yes.
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 5 yes votes. Motion passes. Item 9A, discussion and conversation, revised draft agreement between Roosevelt County and City of Portales regarding Portales Communication Center. Commissioners and Sheriff, does the Sheriff have anything you want to say?
Sorry. Real quick, Mr. Undersheriff, before you go, I didn't see anything in my packet in reference to this item. So
Nope.
what am I supposed to?
So at this point, I had a brief conversation with Mr. Garcia this morning. We did not receive this from the attorney. And so Mr. Van Vleck was working on it after the meeting. We spent several hours meeting with him, giving him some additional notes and everything. Unfortunately, we just don't have either of the drafts for the commission to consider. So if y'all have any discussion or anything you would like to share, I know Mr. Garcia's on as well. We just don't have any drafts from our
Okay,
legal.
so the key word here on this agenda item is discussion, because we can't take any action.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners.
I think Commissioner Lopez, I think what we discussed at the last meeting, that the lawyer was going to prepare two, and we would choose
Have a
between,
choice.
choose between the two. It's kind of the direction we're going.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say exactly what Ms. Hamilton said. We're kind of in a holding pattern, just waiting to clear up the language on the contracts, and I think we'll get a resolution and get something workable. It just took a little bit longer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
And I knew this and we could have skipped this, I guess, but it was on our agenda. So brought it to your attention. Go ahead. Does Mr. Garcia have anything to say to us about this or
Mr.
on how,
Chair,
on how it's coming?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Greider, I think we should have it, everything ready by the next meeting. And shouldn't be any problem on that. I did talk at some length with Randall Van Vleck yesterday a couple of times. And I think we'll get with Amber and we'll make sure that we've got everything ironed out by the time the next meeting rolls around.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You bet.
Okay, are we going to do we need to take any action on this? We have discussed it, it's done.
If you have
over.
anything else you want me to know,
Well, I agree. It's down to you.
we do
Yeah.
put a space on here for me in case you have any questions or if you had anything about any of the action that we took. And you're always welcome to follow up afterwards too, but we just want to make sure that we have very, very much the open dialogue that you need.
We're kind of transparent, okay?
I know how to pick the meetings.
Okay,